Hello there! It is Wednesday, my droids. Let's read some Star Wars comics. It feels good to say that after so long away. I'm really glad that these streams have come back, and we are halfway through the trial of Lando Calrissian, a multi-issue arc in Star Wars. It was one of the last comics that we left off on, actually. We read issues 43 and 44 of Star Wars, and now here we are with the rest. And you know, this story has been a long time coming, actually. Ever since Lando's betrayal on Bespin in The Empire Strikes Back, like they've been sort of tiptoeing around it, but like there's been such a distrust of his character from all the other central characters, and it's understandable. But we know that he's going to become someone who is immensely respected and a general by the time of Return of the Jedi, and I feel like we're so close to that moment for Lando. We're on the precipice, but before he can get to that height, you know, the Battle of Tanab and whatever this maneuver is going to turn out to be, we got to see him at his lowest. And I think that's here. I think that's the trial of Lando Calrissian. What's up, Woodsy? I'm glad you could join me, man. This is some great cover art, also. Is this a Phil Noto cover? No, it's not. Okay. This cover art was done by, let's see here, Steven Segovia and Rain Burrito. Okay. I don't know why that took me so long to find. My brain's still waking up. For those of you joining for the very first time, welcome to Comics with Katarn. This is a live stream where every Wednesday when the brand new Star Wars comics get released, I do a cold read / reaction / dramatic narration, all rolled into one. We're all along for the ride here. I have no idea what's going to happen in these issues. I'm reading them on the page for the first time, presumably as you are, although honestly I think that you will have read these by now because I'm a few weeks behind on these ones. But let's get into it, shall we? Starting with Star Wars, issue number 45, The Trial of Lando Calrissian, Witness Testimony. The Trial of Lando Calrissian, Part 2, Witness Testimony. In order to help his friend Lobot, Lando was forced to make a deal with the talkie droid that helped them once before, as well as confess to his traitorous misdeeds in the past involving the droid and secrets that were sold to Jabba the Hutt. As Lando stood trial for these crimes before a committee of top rebellion leaders, a mysterious group captured Mon Mothma from her remote location. The other rebels were in shock, but Lando's lawyer, Sally Giorgio, thinks she can use this to the advantage of her client. He does have, like, the best lawyer in the biz, but, like, I don't know, man, it kind of crosses an ethical line to take advantage of Mon Mothma getting kidnapped. The Rebel Alliance fleet, Home 1. Mon Mothma has been taken. This is the greatest danger the rebellion has faced since Hoth, since Yavin. Mon Mothma knows everything. All our secrets, our allies, our defenses, our troop numbers, our undercover agents. If whoever took her can break her, it's all over.
Senator Organa, General Maydean, we must take immediate steps to minimize the potential danger to the Alliance.
Well said, Akbar. Well spat.
I will order the fleet to execute Tactical Plan 18. It is a contingency designed to be activated if the fleet's location is compromised. All ships classed as frigate or larger will immediately head to locations chosen by their captains at random.
Why does Akbar have to have this many lines?
Any shuttles and fighters currently on assignment outside their home ships will dock at the nearest vessels. We've drilled for this. Our pilots know what to do. In 10 minutes or less, our entire fleet will be in hyperspace, scattered to the corners of the galaxy. The captains won't come back together until they receive the all-clear signal.
That's an incredibly drastic measure, but I'm very impressed that everyone is so, like, tightly drilled that they're able to do this. The fleet's able to just makes sense. What a contingency to have in case. What if Vader just showed up in the middle of the fleet, right? They need to be able to scatter, and they need to be prepared for this. God, look, it is chaos though. Look, the X-wings are just roaring out of the hangar. People are like getting out of the way. It's clearly like this is some worst case scenario right here.
The captains won't come back together until they receive the all-clear signal.
I've got a Pathfinder team that's just completed a mission not far from Uveron. It's Kes Dameron's squad. Good people. I'll send them to examine the site where Mon Mothma was kidnapped. They might be able to find some leads as to who took her or where she is now. Thank you both for your quick thinking. We'll get her back. We need to offer some sort of explanation to the fleet, but for now, we'll want to keep the reality of the situation as confined as possible. We'll want to avoid despair at all costs, especially when we don't have any real information. If Maydeen strokes that beard any harder, it's going to come off.
That could be a problem. A whole room of people out there literally watched Mon Mothma get taken.
Including LANDO CALRISSIAN, a confessed traitor to the Alliance. This is not good. Most of these people are as trustworthy as you or I. I'm not worried about Luke Skywalker or Chewbacca. As for Lando and his lawyer, how much trouble could they actually be? That's a question you're going to regret asking, I feel like. Well, there you are. So nice of you to join us.
Surely you comprehend that our responsibilities to the Alliance supersede our duties to preside over your client's trial, Advocate Giorgio. You saw what happened to Mon Mothma.
I certainly did, Admiral Akbar, which brings me to a point of order I think you might find very welcome. I'm citing the Corellian Code of Military Justice here. This is Section 811, subsection 9.4, and I quote, "If a tribunal magistrate is incapacitated such that the proceedings may not be concluded with the necessary quorum, a mistrial shall be declared." Oh, she's going for the mistrial straight away. I mean, I guess that is the smart move. If your judge gets kidnapped halfway through the proceedings, what are you supposed to do, right? Just keep going? This situation certainly seems to qualify, which means we can wrap this up about now. All of you deeply important people can go focus on your pressing responsibilities. I get to go home, and Lando... No. First off, didn't you tell us you weren't familiar with the Corellian Code? Well, 3L had a copy handy. I brushed up on some of the finer points while you two and General Organa were having your little confab in the other room. I see. Well, your reading comprehension skills fail to impress. The key word in the provision you cited was concluded. The trial concludes at sentencing. There will be ample opportunity for Mon Mothma to review anything she misses while she is away. It's not going to fly. They're just going to keep going. That's crazy to me. The judge has been kidnapped! Maybe it doesn't have to be an automatic mistrial, but I feel like this calls for an extended recess at the very least, but the proceedings shall continue. This ship is currently traveling through hyperspace, and investigations into Mon Mothma's whereabouts are ongoing. There is nothing to prevent us from continuing with these proceedings. In fact, considering the damning testimony against LANDO CALRISSIAN we already have heard, I insist on it.
I concur, General.
Sit down, Advocate Giorgio. Ah, yes, Magistrate. Of course. Sorry about that, Lando. Really thought I had him on the ropes there. Uh-huh. Don't worry about it, Sally. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. Yeah, he's convinced that he's just being railroaded regardless at this point.
Captain Musgrave, please continue with your arguments.
Oh. That one was for free. Captain Musgrave, please continue with your arguments. Certainly, General Maydeen. Based on the previous testimony, it is clear that LANDO CALRISSIAN betrayed the Alliance by selling our communication codes to save his own skin. But my next witness will underscore that Lando's treachery reaches further back than even these recent events. Indeed, there is a well-developed pattern. I call to the stand... Oh, damn. Senator Organa, thank you for your time, especially in this moment of crisis. Of course, Captain Musgrave. It's important that all of this is done properly. I'd like you to talk about the first time you met the defendant. Where was that? It was on Bespin, at a Tabana gas mining facility called Cloud City. I was traveling with Han Solo aboard the Millennium Falcon, along with Chewbacca and C-3PO. The ship needed repairs, and Bespin seemed like a safe place to get them. Lando was the Baron Administrator of Cloud City and an old running buddy of Han's. He was very charming. This is cool getting to see this retold from another POV. Until he wasn't. Fair? He was under duress, though. I mean, yeah, he played his part for Vader better than he needed to, but, like, if he had given them if he'd, like, given them any sort of a warning ahead of time, Vader definitely would have killed him. You know, this is true. Lando made a deal with Darth Vader and the Empire to keep them from shutting down his mining operation on Cloud City. To protect his business, essentially. The Empire was waiting for us when we arrived. It was all a trap. Lando's deal with the Empire was a key part of Vader's plan. I see. But you did manage to escape, didn't you? Not all of us, Captain. Oh, poor Han. Not all of us. I like to think that Akbar kind of bristled a little bit over at his chair when she said it was all a trap. He's like,
Oh, a trap? Oh, well, that's compelling.
Palm, if guilty, I'm pretty sure it's treason, and it's like, they'll execute him. I think that is very much on the table here. You're referring to rebel hero Captain Han Solo, who was encased in carbonite in Cloud City and given to the bounty hunter Boba Fett. I watched Lando help Vader and his people freeze Han, and now he's gone. Lando did help us escape Cloud City and returned with us to the fleet. But as we've seen, a temporary attack of conscience doesn't mean Lando actually changed who he was. A temporary attack of conscience. I like that. I have no further questions for this witness, magistrates.
Very well, Captain. Thank you. Do you have questions for Senator Organa, Advocate Giorgio?
One moment, Admiral. A very brief moment. Anything there stick out to you that we could poke a hole in, maybe? Leia sees it how she sees it, Sally. Ugh, she's like, you are giving me nothing to work with here, dude. Yeah, she really is taking him to task, but honestly, at this point, he hasn't given her much of a reason not to believe these things. And layer on top of that the grief of having lost Han. It's so hard to think clearly when you're grieving a loss like that. Not to mention the bias of him playing a significant role in her losing him, so I don't blame her one bit. She doesn't have the benefit of audience knowledge, you know? Leia sees it how she sees it, Sally. Ugh. Don't envy her right now. Senator Organa, I am a huge fan of your work. What happened to Alderaan was an atrocity, and everything you've done to bring light to the galaxy in such a dark time is deeply inspiring to me. I see. Thank you, Advocate Giorgio. I'm just trying to do what is right. What a coincidence! Me too! The path to get there can be a little convoluted sometimes, but hey, life's complicated, right? Anyway, you've known Lando Calrissian for a while now. Worked closely with him in the Alliance, been on some adventures together. In all that time, did you ever ask him why he gave you up to the Empire? Yes, I did. He told me Vader appeared out of nowhere and threatened to shut down the operation, imprison everyone in Cloud City. Or, if Lando cooperated, they'd be left alone. All Vader wanted was one person, someone Lando had never heard of. Luke Skywalker. Lando told me that Vader instructed that whole thing to be handled very specifically. He wanted to make an entrance. Vader requested a banquet. It was all very dramatic. Look at Vader! He's like, yes, that's right. Set the place settings there. No, the forks go on the other side. These poor attendants that have to set the table. Like, what a stressful job. Lando said that was just the start. The original deal kept getting worse. Vader kept taking more, changing the terms of the agreement. Eventually, after Han, Lando realized what we've all come to understand. You can't work with the Empire. There are no deals to be made. All you can do is fight. Interesting. I'd like to show you something, Leia. 3L, can you bring that file over, please? Of course, Advocate Giorgio. This is Lando's credit account balance just before he left Cloud City with you on the Falcon. The Empire impounded these funds, of course, but I was able to access the records. They keep records for everything, and 3L is a heck of a slicer. It's quite a bit of money for one person, isn't it? Perhaps not for a princess, but for an ordinary person trying to scrape out a living in the tough galaxy? Yes. With this much money in the bank and ships at his command, Lando could have slipped away at any moment, as soon as the Empire arrived. Why do you think he didn't? What kept him in Cloud City, despite it becoming increasingly obvious that the Empire and Vader had no intention of honoring their word? The people. Boom. She's a good lawyer. She is a good lawyer, actually. His people. He knew what would happen to them if he ran. So he stayed. Thank you, Senator Organa. No further questions. She's good. She's good. Like, it's because, like, they're both... No one is lying here. That's the most fascinating and compelling thing about a trial when it's done in good faith, is that everyone is telling the truth and everyone is giving their objective perspective, and then it all comes together and it becomes clear to see, you know, what judgment should be rendered here. It's like, yes, he sold you out to the Empire, and yes, he did it to save so many people, you know? It's a complicated issue. Thank you, Senator Organa. No further questions. Uveron City. Ooh. We are in the Spaceballs planet. I like it. Oh, this is where Kes Dameron and his team are. Okay.
Commander Dameron, you have to understand how deeply sorry I am that any of this happened. We took our responsibilities to provide security for Mon Mothma very seriously. I never would have thought that... I know, Baron Administrator Benin. We vetted your team thoroughly before we allowed the meeting to take place. Security was tight. We had no concerns. I understand you lost a number of your people in the fight. I'm sorry. As am I. Good fighters. Brave, smart, well-trained. Whoever took the Senator was very, very good. My team and I will go over the site. We'll see if we can figure out who they were. We don't have much time. We've left everything undisturbed, as per your instructions. May the Force be with you all.
Crime Scene Investigator, Kes Dameron.
Analyze those blast points. I want to know the kind of weapons they used. If they left a single footprint behind, a thread, a drop of blood, we need to find it. If we don't get Mon Mothma back, the entire Alliance could fall. They must have left some sort of clue.
Looks like they left more than a clue, Kes.
It's got a pre-recorded message. Let's just see what these monsters wanted us to...
Oh, come on, you're not going to show it to us?
Call us into command. They need to see this. Now.
Some urgency there. What is it? Oh, damn. Mon Mothma in a hostage video. Okay. What kind of a voice should I do for the kidnappers here?
Rebel Alliance Command. Your leader, Mon Mothma, is with us. She's safe for the moment. To you, she represents the key to your victory. To the Empire, she is a key to your defeat. To us, she means something else entirely. Money. Unprincipled rogues! As a courtesy, we have offered you the opportunity to buy back your senator before making inquiries with other interested parties. Send 200 million credits to the dark account provided at the end of this message within 1 standard day. Or don't. If you choose not to pay, the Empire surely will. 200 million! Even if we could cast our nets and gather that much, we'd have nothing left for food, fuel, medical supplies, weapons. The Alliance would be crippled.
I don't think the Alliance would last very long if these people hand Mon Mothma over to their Empire, either. The ISB would extract everything she knows. We'd have to start from scratch. Commander Dameron, did you find anything else? Any clues as to who might have taken the Senator? Anything we can use to track her down?
I'm sorry, Leia. That's a negative. These people were pros, and if they did leave anything, they've scrubbed it. We'll keep looking, but I'm not feeling positive about our chances here. Disaster along every path. I'm open to any suggestions any of you might have. All options need to be on the table. And this time, Leia, I'm sorry to say, we'll need a bit more than hope.
Situation's getting dire. So who is this faction? Like, who? It's not Empire. We can rule out Imperial people, right? I don't know. Something just feels very amateur hour about the fact that they would send like a hostage holo in this fashion, you know? It's a very unsophisticated means of doing this, and so I feel like they're either brand new characters or they're like not very noteworthy. Like they're low time. It's some low time crew that's doing this. But then how do you explain the skill level? Like Cass Dameron was just saying, they were very, very skilled, the people that came in and took her. Yeah, no. This is bad. You'll need to get your head in the game, Mr. Calrissian. I clawed back some goodwill when I questioned Leia, but it's not enough. Still, she mentioned wanting all this to be done properly. There's something there. Just need to keep picking at it. That Captain Musgrave's character is no slouch, reminding everyone you're the reason their beloved Han Solo's not around anymore. Pretty savvy. He knows the game he's playing. You could learn something from him, Lando. It's not about guilt or innocence. It's about... That's it! I'm glad you agree. Are you finally ready to work? We need to prepare for tomorrow's hearing, Lando. Later, Sally. Get me Chewbacca. That is the face of an epiphany if ever I've seen one. What has he figured out? No, Chewbacca, I don't know what Lando wants to talk to you about. But while I've got you here, is there any chance you'd be willing to testify as a character witness? I know the two of you go way back. Right. I'll take that as a no. Look at that face. Look at that angry, woolly face. Hey, Chewbacca. I get that. I'm not asking you to do anything other than listen. When we saw Mon Mothma get kidnapped, we heard one of them say a few words. Be easy, Senator. If you don't fight, this won't hurt. I recognized that voice. I knew I did, but I couldn't remember from where. I spent all day trying to remember, and I finally did. It was Hachi, Chewbacca. She's a Skarabi merc. You gotta tell him, Chewie. I brokered a few jobs for the Skarabi back in another life. I know a bunch of their safe houses. The Alliance needs to send Pathfinder teams out to check them out now, while there's still time. Because they won't believe it if it comes from me. They'll think I'm playing some angle. They'll ignore it, waste time they don't have. But if it's from you, they'll get moving. Get Alliance Command on board, then get back here and I'll give you the info on where to look. Now go, buddy. The Skarabi are killers. Mon Mothma's running out of time. Oh, and no further protest. He's actually doing it at least. I mean, like, Chewie's smart. He's not going to take the chance. Even if he doesn't believe him, he's still going to take the chance. Why the hell did you do that, Calrissian? I could have used that little bit of info. Brokered a deal for you. We could both be out of here right now. Well, I'll tell you, Sally. I don't want to trick my way out of this. All I really want is for Lobot to get out of it okay. I deserve everything that's coming to me. I'm a low-down, no-good, untrustworthy piece of garbage. But in addition to all of that, I'm a rebel. To be continued. Nice. No. Okay, so Skarabi mercs. And one of them is Hachi. He's identified the voice. So now we gotta get Mon Mothma back. And then hopefully it can come out that Lando was crucial to the rescuing of Mon Mothma. And hopefully they get some favor in the trial. But even bigger of a hope is hopefully he can win this on his own merit. And it can be proved that he's a good person. Because we know that Lando's a good person. Unfortunately, sadly, it feels like Lando doesn't know that right now. And so that makes me pretty sad. Next up, Star Wars 46. There's Mon Mothma. There's the Pathfinders. There's Luke. Ooh, what is this colorful planet? Interesting. Awesome. That was a great issue. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that one. But the party doesn't stop here, so don't go anywhere. We're going to continue with Star Wars 46. The Trial of Lando Calrissian, Deliberations. Oh, okay, so that was all the arguments. It's already been done. Now we're moved on to Deliberations. Okay. The Trial of Lando Calrissian, Part 3. Deliberations. In order to help his friend Lobot, Lando was forced to make a deal with the talkie droid that helped them once before, as well as confess to his traitorous misdeeds in the past involving the droid and secrets that were sold to Jabba the Hutt. As Lando stood trial for these crimes before a committee of top rebellion leaders, a mysterious group captured Mon Mothma from her remote location. But Lando recognized the kidnappers as Skarabi mercenaries he once worked with, passing that information on to Chewbacca and the rebels. Now they must find a way to rescue the kidnapped senator. Written by Charles Soule, art by Madabek Muzabekov. Colors by Rochelle Rosenberg, letters by VC's Clayton Cowles. Cover art Steven Segovia and Rain Barreto. Let's go. Location? Unknown. The ransom request has been made to your people, Senator Mothma. I see. How much do you think I'm worth? 200 million credits. You've set your sights a bit high, my friend. That would bankrupt the rebellion. They'll never pay that much for me. Well, considering that if they don't, our next call is to the Empire. Let's hope your friends in the Alliance see things differently. I like her outfit. It looks like she's got, is that an Imperial cog? It could be a Galactic Republic cog on her pauldron there. Maybe I'm just seeing things. And the interweaving of like the vambraces and the boots really gives like a death stick energy. The purple cape, I think, is doing it too. So this must be Hachi, right? Let's hope your friends in the Alliance see things differently. In any case, we've given the rebels a day to pay, which means you'll be our guest for a little while. I'm wondering if you might be interested in a bit of conversation to pass the time. You won't get anything out of me. Not by force. Oh, I'm not interested in the secrets of the Rebel Alliance, Senator. I'm above that fight. You're essentially a commodity to me. Damaging you could reduce your worth. Which is not to say I won't, if I have to. Nice. My name is Hachi. To make my way, I kidnap high-value targets. It affords me a good living. But as a side benefit, I get to meet some of the galaxy's most powerful and influential beings. You, Senator Mothma, qualify. So this isn't an interrogation, just a conversation. What a coincidence. Conversation, more or less, is how I make my way. Ask your questions, Hachi. Well, to start, you were a senator back when there was still a Senate. Even after Palpatine dissolved it, you were still rich. You could have lived comfortably forever. The Empire is kind to the wealthy. Why did you throw it all away to join the Rebel Alliance? And she's asking the question that we're very slowly getting the answer to in Andor seasons 1 and 2. Like, we see it. We see her lavish lifestyle. She was rich. She lived in comfort, you know? Why did you throw it all away to join the Rebel Alliance? I believe that freedom is an essential right of all living beings. It can be surrendered or exchanged if a person chooses to. For example, someone might cede a portion of their liberty to an employer to earn credits. But it should always be a choice. Freedom should never be taken. Come on. This isn't a philosophy class. Talk to me like a person. Fair enough. The path starts differently for every rebel, but we all eventually reach 2 moments of clarity. First, something happens to pull back the veil. The fundamental evil of the Empire's rule is made clear. You feel the grim reality of it down to your bones. Second, you decide that reality is intolerable, not just for others, but for you, for anyone, and then you fight, however you can. For me, that began with a water vine peach. A peach? A piece of fruit? I suspect this will be just fascinating. I like Hachi, she's got sass. Home 1, flagship of the Rebel Alliance fleet. You're certain, Chewbacca? Mon Mothma was taken by Skarabi mercenaries. You recognize the leader's voice in their ransom message? This is good and bad. The Skarabi have a reputation for professionalism. They'll honor their word. We've got a day to gather the ransom before they'll go to the Empire. But they also have another reputation. They're deadly. A rescue mission would be tricky. Commander Dameron's assessment tracks with my own. And speaking about rescue missions seems premature. We don't even know where the Skarabi are holding, Senator Mothma.
Yes, General Maydean, but we do have leads. Chewbacca, these are the Skarabi safe houses you're aware of from your prior dealings with the organization.
They're not too spread out. I can take my Pathfinder squad, check them out, and still have some time to mount a rescue. Not much time, but it could be done. Do it, Kess. Chewbacca can join you with the Falcon. In the meantime, we'll start gathering as many credits as we can, just in case. We're on it, Leia. But one question. I know that paying the ransom would cripple Alliance operations. If we do locate Mon Mothma, but an extraction is impossible, are we authorized to consider other options? Damn, he's okay. Tough question, but you gotta ask it. I get it. You are authorized to do whatever is necessary to prevent Senator Mothma from falling into the Empire's hands, Commander Dameron. Let us hope it doesn't come to that.
Would someone kindly translate for Chewbacca? My Shriwok is terrible.
Your basic's not great either, buddy. He says there's someone else who should be sent on this mission as well, Admiral Akbar. Let me guess. God, look at his face. Look at that face. Maydine's about to scowl the beard off. Calrissian. What's that? Get up, Lando. Time to go. You really want to do another session of this damn trial? Don't you have more important things on your mind, General? I don't want to try you at all, traitor. It's always seemed superfluous to me. This is related to another matter. Well, happy to help, especially since you asked so nicely. What is this? I came down here for a client conference only to find you sneaking him off to who knows where? Is this an execution? What happened to due process? Is Leia Organa aware of what you're doing? She's just flying off the handle immediately. I love it. Leia is fully aware, Advocate Giorgio. We aren't taking Lando to the airlock. Not yet. Don't worry. When that happens, you'll be there to watch. Man, Maydean is like straight up the antagonist right now in our Lando story. Chandrilla, years ago. I had my first watervine peach when I was 15 years old. It was exquisite, light and perfect with the tiniest tang of sea salt to offset the sweet. They were exceedingly rare, unable to be cultivated outside a small region of their homeworld. I had them when I could, and always looked forward to my next. One day they were gone, unable to be found in any market for any price. I was a senator by then, and I made inquiries. I learned that a high-ranking Imperial officer had decided he also liked the fruit. He insisted that all available quantities would go to him and his cronies. The locals who grew the watervine peach refused, at which point this officer destroyed the orchards. There are none left in the galaxy. The officer faced no penalties. The officer decided I would never taste that fruit again. He decided no one would ever taste it again. He made a choice for everyone. That's the Empire. And that peach is every choice. Damn. Damn. Man, Charles Soule is just cooking with this. I got a chill from that, actually. Elsewhere. I can see the cave you told us about, Lando. You're sure it's a Skarabi safe house? Yep, spent a few wild nights there some years back, in fact. The mountain's keeping me from getting a scan on life science in there. Can't tell if it's deserted or not. It looks like the cave that the Crate Dragon came out of. Or, sorry, the Mudhorn in Mando a little bit. I mean, you know, you see one cave, you've seen them all. We'll need to be closer for a clear scan. We'll need to be closer for a clear scan. Probably get inside. Any thoughts on security they might have waiting? Hard to say. If this is an active base, there could be anything in there. If it's not, it might be empty. But from what I know of the Skarabi, I'd watch your back, Kess. Is Lando actually going in there with him? I can't imagine they'd be giving him a weapon right now. We'll all watch each other's backs. General Maydean gave me orders not to leave you on your own, Lando. Come on. Guess that answers my question. Anything? Not yet. This whole mountain must be laced with high-density metal. Go slow. Watch every step you take. The Skarabi are big on traps. Droidica! Take cover! Nice! Look at that thing. Always happy to see a droidicon, man.
Beep, 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 beep.
Give me a blaster. I can help. No can do, Lando. Orders were clear. Just sit tight and stay alive. Pew, 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 pew. Everyone's shooting. You know you can't get through that thing's shield with blasters. Our only chance is to pull back. We can't do that until we get the scan. We need to know if Mon Mothma's in there. Hey, cover me. Oh my goodness, what are you doing? These things are weak from behind. Grenade, now! Sick, and he just like slides on through. That's pretty ballsy, actually. I dig it. Saw Gerrera would have been proud. Lando? You alright? I'm fine. Mon Mothma's not here. Scan came up empty. Droidicon must have been left here to make sure nobody got too curious. Check it yourself if you want. Thanks, Lando. That was quite a move. We'll move on to the next location. You think all these safe houses will be like this? Bet on it, Dameron. The Skarabi don't mess around. Yeah, clearly. Alright, so that peach, that's what opened your eyes to how things actually work. What made you realize you needed to do something about it? It doesn't matter. Let me try to explain this in a different way. What is your name? She just said her name. Her name is Hachi. Come on, Mon Mothma. Safe House 2. This place has been empty for a long, long time. In a galaxy far, far away. Could be worse, right? At least they didn't leave us any droids. I told you my name. It's Hachi. Safe House 3. Another 0. We're running out of spots on your list, Chewbacca. No, it's not. I don't want it to be, so it's not. Your name is now Grent. What do you do, Grent? Grent? This is ridiculous. I'm the leader of a cell of highly trained mercenaries. No, you will work in a mine, because I need metal more than I need mercenaries. Who or what do you love, Grent? Nice, I see the point that she's making. I see what she's doing. Safe House 4. Okay, now we're talking. This looks like a very urban populated world compared to the last one they were checking. I love my knife, and I love my wife. You can't have either. Miners don't need knives, and I need your wife to be a farmer on a world far away. Beyond that, I'm not sure the two of you make a good match. No, you no longer have your knife or your wife, Grent. I've got multiple signatures. One of them is a human woman in binder cuffs. Pretty close match for Senator Mothma. I think this is it. Get ready. This is stupid. I see what you're doing, but that's not how it is for me. I'm free. No one tells me how to do or what to do or how to live. That's only because they haven't gotten around to it yet. Grent. Now this is pretty good. She's totally getting under her skin. If the Empire wanted to, they could take everything you are, everything you love, everything you might one day be. There would be nothing you could do about it, and they probably wouldn't even give you a reason. They would do it because you do not exist to them. No person does. They don't care because they don't have to. You're not Hachi. You're not even Grent. To them, you're nothing. That's not how it is. Not for everyone. Tell that to the people of Alderaan. Damn! Oh! And she got through. Look at this. She got through to her. I think we might have made a Did she just get shot? Look, red background. Did she just get shot? I was down the steps, listening to all that garbage you just spouted, Senator. I don't care what you say. We didn't make a mistake. But Hachi was about to. Damn, who the fuck is this? That's a great shot. Look, Mon Mothma reflected in the sights on the blaster. What in all the hells? That was crazy. That was crazy. She actually got through to her with speech 100. And then this dude came in and just took her. Wow. That's pretty cold, man. Report. What's happening? We're under attack. Not sure how many. Feels like a small squad. They took out our speeder. We'll need to fight our way clear. I'm on my way. Do not run unless you have no choice. We are not losing this payday. The sounds of battle upstairs. Come on, Mothma. Grab the weapon. Stay back. Oh, that's definitely Lando Calrissian. Look at that hairdo. Hello, Senator. Calrissian. You're the last person I expected that blast door to open. I bet. I'm full of surprises. Part of my charm. Are you going to kill me, Lando? Then just slip away, never to be seen again? Well, here's the thing, Senator. I'm no fool. I know the trial isn't going exactly my way. But the truth is, I still want to be a rebel. Maybe helping you will curry a little favor, tip the odds back toward making that happen. Maybe you'll get back to the fleet and say, hey, this Lando Calrissian, he's all right. Let's let bygones be bygones. It's a long shot. Odds are Maydine's gonna shove me out an airlock. But I'm not gonna add murdering an architect of the rebellion to all the stuff I've done. The Alliance needs to win. They need you to do that. This is the integrity move. This is like the best possible move he could have made here. You can lower that crossbow, Chewbacca. I appreciate you giving me a chance to say my piece. Now let's get you out of those binders, Senator. You've got work to do. Alright, successfully rescued, and now we're back. Now we're back on the ship. Grizzly, I appreciate it, man. My Lando voice is terrible, but I appreciate their positive reinforcement. Senator Mothma, you've been through quite an ordeal. We don't need to resume the proceedings right away. Shouldn't you rest? I appreciate the concern, General, but no. This business needs a resolution. The Alliance needs a resolution. Now. Where were we? What a badass. To be continued, of course. She's such a strong character, just like coming back, battered and bruised, been through hell, but like, her duty to the Alliance is paramount and comes before her own personal well-being. And here she is demonstrating that. That she is the person that Lando says that she needs to be for the Alliance. You know, she is that person. And now, we come to it. Star Wars 47. Oh, he's playing Sabak with everyone's faces. I love it. That's funny. This was a good one. This was a really good one. I actually really liked the Mon Mothma dialogue in here. Her story about the peaches I found to be pretty poignant. And the fact that she was able to actually get through to Hachi, only for Hachi to get shot, like, come on. That was rough. That was very brutal. Yeah, I appreciate where it's going. Alright, Star Wars issue 47, where are you? Boom. Alright. The trial of Lando Calrissian sentencing. Here we go. Here we go. This is the episode where Lando Calrissian gets thrown out an airlock and executed. Now, I mean, come on. We all know where it's going, but the journey is the important part. That is the guiding principle of all of these stories that serve as connective tissue between the main saga films. Like, we know the main beats. It's already been established. It's about how we get there. And the journey has proved to be wildly unexpected and very exciting and entertaining for me. And so I know this whole thing's wrapping up with Star Wars issue number 50, and that'll be the end of this. And I'm going to be very sad when this is done, and I really hope that we start bridging the gap between 6 and 7. And I know that's a much bigger gap. It's a much bigger gap. But can we get some more stuff in the Aftermath era, please? I want to see the immediate the immediate aftermath of this for our main story, for our main characters, you know? We followed Kes Dameron and Shara Bay. Let's follow Luke and Leia and Han and see... Let's watch Han and Leia's, like relationship fall apart and see him go off and become a racer. Like, let's see the whole thing actually play out. Instead of having to get it in, like, exposition 30 years later. 50 is the final issue. Yeah, exactly. And this is 47, so we're getting there. We're getting there. The trial of Lando Calrissian sentencing. All the cards are on the table, baby. The trial of Lando Calrissian, Part 4. Sentencing. As Lando stands trial for traitorous crimes before top rebellion leaders, a mysterious group captured Mon Mothma from her remote location. Lando then provided information to the rebellion about the mercenaries. At Chewbacca's request, he accompanied the mission to rescue Mothma. Now Mothma is back to safety and is ready to continue Lando's trial. Written by Charles Soule, art by Madabek Muzabekov, color art by Rochelle Rosenberg, letters by VC's Clayton Cowles, cover art Steven Segovia and Rain Barreto. Let's go. Home 1, Rebel Alliance flagship. Detention level. Yes! Fuck yeah! That's there for me. That was left in there for me, and I love it. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. Gonks in the chat, please. Gonk. Gonk. Assassin Gonk? Fucking Dioxys? What the fuck? Are you kidding me right now? Why would you do this? Come on, man. Oh. This is how I'm gonna die someday. A fucking Gonk is gonna betray me, isn't it? Gonk. It's the most menacing shot of a Gonk. What is this? And what are you up to, my little friend? Miss Giorgio, it is I, 3L. I checked on Mr. Calrissian's cell as per your request and discovered an EJE6 series power droid engaged in some sort of malicious mischief. I'm on my way. Is Lando safe? Inconclusive, Miss Giorgio. I will know imminently. Damn, so in order to disable the assassin, he just, like, tipped it over and broke the cable? Maybe don't summon Giorgio to the hallway while you still have Dioxys spitting out of a tube, man. You gotta... Come on, L3, you gotta get rid of that. Rest now, Mr. Calrissian. I have removed you from the toxic atmosphere in your cell and summoned your advocate. She will secure medical attention for you. Everything will be fine. What the hell? Neither of you move! Look, the Gonk's feet, like, you can tell his feet are still just, like, waddling. He's gonk, gonk in the background. He's like, mission failure. Abort, abort. Are you trying to escape? Man, get that DH-17 out of my face. You think this was an escape attempt? More like an assassination attempt. Thank the fates I sent 3L to check on my client, or something terrible and deeply unjust could have happened here. It was your job to keep Lando safe, Sergeant. I am deeply disappointed in you. I'll still have to call it in. Be my guest. I'd guess the higher-ups are already very aware of what's happened here. One of them, at least. Now, please step back and allow me to ascertain the condition of my client. You can't just insinuate that one of the rebellion leaders tried to have Lando assassinated. That's fucked. Although, I guess, like, who else could have, Can't be the Empire, right? They're not about to send an assassin aboard Home 1. If they know about Home 1, they're just going to destroy Home 1. What is going on here? And also, why would the Gonks do it? Yeah, ooh, or it was her. That Grizzly, you're onto something there, dude. Yes, what if it was her and she's trying to curry sympathy with the jury? Yeah, no, she's super not on the level. You can tell she's like the Troy McClure lawyer of Star Wars out here. Now please, step back to allow me to ascertain the condition of my client. What is this, Sally? Someone tried to have you killed, Lando. My money's on General Madine. How is 3L able to stand like that without falling forward? Look at how much he's leaning. But why? They've already got me over a barrel. The trial's going just how they want. They can just shove me out an airlock once they get their guilty verdict. Because they're worried the trial isn't going their way. Trust me, Lando, this is a good thing. You think? Well, let's hope things don't get much better, Sally. Don't know if I'd survive. Seriously, though. Oh, good. T21B showed up. It's time to bring these proceedings to their conclusion. Advocate Giorgio, do you have any witnesses to call for the defense? In fact, I do, Senator Mon Mothma. But before I bring them to the stand, allow me to say that it is wonderful to see you in such fine fettle after your ordeal with the Skarabi mercenaries. You're looking much better than my client, I'm sad to say.
Yes, we heard. Disgraceful. We thought we had weeded out all the malfunctioning droids after that strangeness a short while back.
Dark droids.
But evidently that one slipped by.
Don't you try to pull that, Akbar. That gonk was premeditated. This was a premeditated gonk. I see. So, the idea that a droid happened to malfunction in just the specific way that would bring it to my client's cell and vent its poisonous waste gases into that cell while my client was asleep, thus making the thorny problem of Lando Calrissian vanish once and for all? That's what we're going with? We are not here to litigate the actions of a droid. We are here to try Lando for his crimes against the Alliance. Extremely well-established crimes, Advocate Giorgio, including your client's confession. Do whatever you're going to do so we can bring these proceedings to a much-needed end. Of course, General Maydeen, a wonderful idea. The defense will call 2 witnesses. First... Nice. Okay. Please tell us your name, sir. Pretty much everyone just calls me Lobot. That's how I'm known around here, anyway. That's right, he has a droid voice now, because he's nonverbal. It is fascinating that you can tell us your name. After all, a week or so ago, you wouldn't have been able to do that, correct? That's right. I have these implants, which can come in handy, but don't always mesh well with a functioning human neurocortex. For a long time, they overrode the emotional responses and vocal centers in my brain. I could think and feel, I just couldn't express anything. But you are speaking now, and you seem quite expressive. What changed, Lobot? Well, your client, my friend, Lando Calrissian, went to extreme lengths to find a way to cure me. Damn right I did. He can't help but smile. I mean, after all this, like, here's Lando, and here's Lobot looking healthy. So much better recovered, and like... For Lando, at this point, it's like, do what you will. I've already won, you know? He got what he set out to do, which was save his friend. It's safe to say that Lando cured your ailment at great cost to himself. I mean, here we are. But the picture being painted in this courtroom suggests a deeply selfish man who only cares about himself. Can you explain the discrepancy, Lobot? I can, Advocate Giorgio. Lando Calrissian is loyal.
Loyal? We are here because all evidence suggests exactly the opposite.
Not the evidence I've seen, Admiral. Let me tell you why I am here. I've known Lando Calrissian longer than anyone in this room. He does not give his loyalty easily or often, but when he does, it is for keeps, and he'll move the stars in service of that loyalty. As he did for me, which, as I said, is why I am here. If he hadn't, I would be dead. Is there anything else you're aware of that Lando is loyal to at a similar level? A few things, but the most relevant one to this trial is the Rebel Alliance.
This is preposterous. We have it from Calrissian's own mouth that he betrayed us. I don't want to hear another word out of this.
Maintain decorum, General. We have committed to a fair trial for the defendant. We allowed the prosecution to present its full case. The defense must be afforded the same opportunity. Thank you, Senator. Now, I have to say, Lobot, I see the same contradiction General Maydeen so indecorously screamed out across the courtroom. Nice. If Lando is loyal to the Alliance, why did he do things that could have hurt it? You have to think of it like a hierarchy. Lando's loyalty to me was above his loyalty to the Alliance. He had to help me, even if it hurt the rebels. But it's worth pointing out that I don't know of anything he valued more than me or the Alliance, and I'm cured now, so... Yes, thank you, Lobot. That's all I need. It's time, Lando. It's your last chance. Are you ready to take the stand? I think we know how it's gonna go, Sally, so... I'd like a sidebar. With one of us? That's not protocol. Sidebars with us are for the advocates, meaning either Miss Giorgio or Captain Musgrave. Whatever, I'm no lawyer. What I mean is I want to talk to Leia for a minute before I testify, before this thing's all over. I don't have any sway over the Magistrate's decision, Lando. Whatever you want to say to me, whatever deal you think you can make, it won't help you. It's not about me, Leia. It's about Han. That got her attention. Got my attention, too. What's... Oh, okay. No. I have no secrets from the Alliance. Whatever you have to say, everyone in this room can hear. Okay, look. I got what you might call a guided tour of Jabba's palace when I was there trying to save the talkie. When I was there trying to get the talkie to save Lobot. I saw exactly where they keep Han. Got a look at some secret passages. I saw how you could do it. I saw how you could get him out, Leia. I'll give you all of that if... What? If we set you free? You want to use emotional manipulation on Senator Organa to make her convince us to let you go? No, I know that wouldn't work. I want you to let Lobot go. None of this is his fault, but whatever happens to me could blow back on him. Just let him go or stay if he wants to. Just don't punish him too. He's already suffered enough because of my mistakes. Lobot was at Jabba's, but he was out of it, sick as hell. The only way you can be sure the information is right is getting it from me. You can have it if you protect Lobot from whatever these stuffed suits want to do to me. Do we have a deal, Leia? I'd never let anything happen to Lobot, Lando. But if it makes you feel more secure, yes, we have a deal. And for what it's worth, I'm grateful. Sure thing, Leia. Just use the info to get Han out of there. I saw how Jabba's got him up in his palace. Up on display. The man deserves better. Beautiful. Heartwarming. I'm sorry to break it up, but I'm afraid Mr. Calrissian has an appointment with the witness stand, Princess. God, this fucking lawyer. All right, Lando. I think to begin... No, Sally. Not yet. I have something to say. Back when this all started, I was pretty down on myself. I was just gonna let it all happen. Let you punish me however you thought right. Even kill me. Figured I was getting what I deserved. I've caused a lot of grief for a lot of people. That bill had to come due sometime. But you know what? I'm over it. What does this mean? We're all criminals. Every single rebel would be executed on sight by the Empire. We break the law. They call it murder, terrorism. We call it a desperate battle for freedom, a higher purpose. We made that decision on our own, by the light of our own moral compass. So you tell me how what I did is any different and why you all get to sit in judgment over me. I believe in the Alliance. I believe in the cause. You can trust me. But if you decide that isn't good enough, and it'll serve your hypocritical sense of morality to toss me out an airlock, so be it. Nothing I can do. If that's how it goes, here's what I'd like you all to remember. I'm Lando Calrissian, damn it. Hell yes. You were lucky to have me. No more questions. I love it. I love it. The amount of swagger in this page alone. You're damn right they were lucky to have you, Lando. And it's poignant. It's poignant too because he still believes he's about to get found guilty. And like, he's doing the most Lando thing that he can do. He's going out on his own terms. And you know, I respect it. It's like, even though I know that's not how it's all gonna go, I still got a chill from like the moment of like, huh, like, yeah, stand up for yourself, dude. He's found his pride again. I don't know. There's something like uniquely human and very universal about seeing someone lift themselves out of a depression, and I think that we can all relate to that. And I think everyone that witnesses that kind of goes like, "Fuck yeah," a little bit for that person, and like, "Fuck yeah, Lando." Closing statements. Here we go. Okay. And in summation, I think you will find that Lando's clear pattern of please, enough, allow Captain Musgrave to finish his argument. Advocate Giorgio. You'll get your turn. Look, this is not a trial. This is a performance. Everyone here knows it. I'm sick of pretending. Let's try some reality for a change. For starters, the Rebel Alliance is hanging by a thread. I've been paying attention. It's obvious that you're desperately trying to keep this whole trial a secret. And why is that? Because of one extremely inconvenient truth. Lando Calrissian is a rebel hero. People love him. They believe in him. They're charmed by him. Everyone in this room wishes they could be his friend, especially after that little speech he just gave. The rebellion can't afford the hit to morale it would take if people knew that their pal Lando allegedly betrayed the Alliance. These proceedings were never about Lando being innocent or guilty. You know he's guilty. We all do. This was all about you guys stalling for time. Fortunately, I have a suggestion. You want to win this war, right? Then find a way to live with what he did. Killing him would be moronic. You should use him and all his irreplaceable connections and skills. You know he'll fight for you. He believes in your cause down to his bones. Hell, if I were running this circus, I'd make him a general. There it is. Boom. She speaks prophecy. Now, how about you ponder that for 5 minutes, hand down some kind of sentence, and we all get on with our lives? She's so incredibly flippant, but at the same time, she's so, like, skilled with the words. Like, honestly, she's a very, very skilled lawyer. But, like, I'm surprised, like, the level of decorum, very lacking. But I guess it doesn't matter if you get the job done, right? 5 minutes later. Lando Calrissian, we find you guilty of the charges levied against you.
Treason against the Rebel Alliance, theft of Alliance property, insubordination, and other infractions of the Corellian Code of Military Justice.
Many other infractions. Surprise, surprise. We sentence you to... Even the fucking talkie's like, well, we're waiting. Pay restitution to the Alliance in the sum of 250 million credits. That's a lot of credits. Damn, isn't that the same amount as the ransom?
This sentence will be suspended pending the end of the current conflict with the Empire. The amount may be decreased from time to time in such amounts as we see fit if your actions merit such reduction.
So you're on parole for the rest of the war? They're like, you are going to have to pay us millions of credits, but you don't owe us until the war's done. Wow. Also, the side-eye from Akbar in this panel is fantastic. I love it. So you're saying I can work my way out of it by being a good little rebel? Volunteer for a few doomed missions, and if I pull them off, I get out of hock to the Alliance? That's one way to see it. Another way is to consider how much of an improvement this is from how we all expected this to end. How it still could end. I'll have my eye on you, Calrissian. Likewise, General, likewise. But right now, I think it's time for a drink. Several, even. Okay, well, I wouldn't say scot-free. He now is like an indentured servant of the rebellion. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but like... No, like, I guess they couldn't find him not guilty. We all knew he was guilty, but this is good. They found a way to show leniency and grace through the sentencing itself. Yeah, no, this is well handled. Congratulations, Lando. You wriggled your way out of another one. Not without help. How much of this was you, Sally? Way I figure it, Mon Mothma got kidnapped at an awfully convenient time. And you knew I'd worked with those Scarabi in the past. Maybe that assassin droid, too. I wouldn't put any of it past you. Oh, Lando, all that matters is the result. I am a zealous advocate for my clients. Let's leave it at that. You almost got Mon Mothma killed. You could have brought down the whole rebellion. If that were the case, my friend, you and me both. She's just too good at twisting the words. No, I think Lando's going to bring her down. I mean, he has to, right? In service of the rebellion? Focus on this, Lando. The most powerful people in the Alliance just admitted you're a worthwhile person. Technically, you're worth more than Mon Mothma. Do you know why they believe that? Because you do. That speech you gave, you believed every word. You actually think you can do some good in this galaxy. I've known you a long time. That's a significant evolution of your self-image. Well done. See you around, Calrissian. Stay out of trouble. But if you can't, you've got my number. Love it. And 3L, the unsung hero here, 3L, who came in and stopped the false assassination before it even began. Yeah, I super don't trust her, and she's basically admitting to having caused all of this. Now, if Lando wants to put his money where his mouth is, he's going to go and tell Leia and Mothma everything and be like, hey, by the way, my attorney's guilty of all that stuff, so you should go deal with that. But honestly, well played to her. That was fun. I love it when Star Wars is a little courtroom drama, right? That was really, really cool. And next up is called The Dust of Alderaan. So, we've got Luke and Leia. I'm really enjoying his yellow saber era, by the way. I think it's fantastic. Yeah, I really feel like that did end on a high note. Absolutely. This was really, really good. I have really enjoyed the Star Wars line. It's ending like 3 issues from now. And like I said earlier in the video, I'm going to be very sad to see it go. Because I've really enjoyed getting these connective stories between 5 and 6. And hopefully we can just take it from, Return of the Jedi and just keep moving forward with it. Because I think that would be fantastic. I really want to spend more time with these guys. And like what happens after the trilogy is like much more compelling to me just because it's a bigger gap of time. And it's more of a blanker slate. There's such a small amount of time between episode 5 and episode 6 that you can only fit so much in, and yet they've done this incredible job with like everything from Crimson Reign, War of the Bounty Hunters. I found the Trial to be really, really good too. Everything that's going on with the Schism Imperial right now in Vader. We're getting some great Star Wars comics these days, and I'm just happy to be here to read them. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been Comics with Katarn. This has been my first time read-through of these comics, throwing a little bit of bad voice acting in there too. I hope you enjoyed it. You can catch me right here next week on the same Twitch page at 12 PST, reading some more comics. I think we've got Darth Maul Black, White, and Red up for next week. Really looking forward to that. The Vader Black, White, and Red was just phenomenal. It was gorgeous. So yeah, that's all we got for today. Thanks again, and as always, may the Force be with you.